Other. I normally use this forum to talk about um, the weather, but there's an important, um, there's a cause that's very important to me that I haven't really talked about and that much, and it's Aortic Dissection Awareness Week, September 14th through the 20th. Maybe some of y'all know, maybe some of you don't, but my dad passed away from aortic dissection. Um, and it's been quite a few years now. Um, and about 7, 8 years ago, my brother Jim passed away from sudden cardiac death at the age of 48. And our family is no stranger to these kind of things. And it was through the support of the John Ritter Foundation years ago when my dad passed away or was struck down with this affliction that really gave us hope and gave us some good um, information about aortic dissection, which I would argue the John Ritter Foundation has helped bring this issue to the forefront and really get the information out about this affliction. And many of you all know, maybe you don't know, maybe you do, but John Ritter, the comedian, was Amy Yazbek's husband, and he passed away from aortic dissection as well as my dad and a lot of other people. Um, Aortic dissection is the basics of it is when you have a weakness in the wall of your aorta, which is the main blood vessel, I would say. It's the size of a fire hose that comes out of your heart, right? And that's where your blood flows. And if you have a weakness in there, sometimes it'll split. So you have like different layers in there, and blood gets in between them. It weakens the aorta, and if it's not um, taken care of, and very quickly, um, you will eventually succumb to that and die. So my dad's case, he dissected and then he had surgery to put a Dacon graft and fixed it. However, there were too many complications. He died 2 months later. Um, in my brother's case, he didn't have a dissection, but he died in his sleep from sudden cardiac death. So, um, two different things, but we're no strangers to cardiac issues in our family. So, Amy Asbeck gave us hope that something could be done with my dad. And unfortunately, he didn't survive. But again, they're an amazing organization and they've raised hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of dollars towards research and identifying different genes and different things. And it's just an amazing cause. So um, there's a lot of other organizations out there um, that are also part of this aortic awareness, right? John Ritter Foundation is probably by far the biggest one. Okay, so um, you can tell probably that it evokes a lot of emotions in me, but I want to use my form here to get the message out. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do. And I would hope that y'all would take a minute to go to this website and take a look what this is all about. You can see all the organizations that are involved with this Aortic Dissection Awareness Week, all these different organizations. And this is John Ritter, of course. and amazing comedian. Um, and I'm wearing a shirt from the Aortic Health 10K I did 5 or 6 years ago. And when I was running marathons, I would try to run a marathon every year to raise money for the John Ritter Foundation and the New York City Marathon. I did three of them, and it was the most amazing experience ever. So I want to say to everyone, if you have a family history of any kind of heart issues, it's a good idea to, if you haven't already, talk to your doctor about it and just get the care you need. In my dad's case, it was undiagnosed, and he, you know, just so much more is known about it today. So it's very important, right? And if we look here, I'll show you this real quickly, and then I'll let y'all go. This is just some Ritter rules. Um, you know, they built these rules to help um, people understand what needs to be done if you do have a dissection, and if you do dissect, um, you know, make sure you're your own advocate, okay? Because some doctors still, in John Ritter's case, he was misdiagnosed. If they would diagnose him properly, quickly enough, he may have survived. So these days, I think they would have. And here's the link for the Ritter rules. So that being said, I love y'all and thank you for the support, and hope y'all have a great day.